What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another full self-driving beta video. My name is Chris, and we are on version 11.3.1, the single stack to rule them all. We now have highways and city streets all blended into one. So I have already posted a video with a lot of highway on it. We will get some highway in this drive as well. That'll be towards the end of the video, but in my experience so far, highways are boring as they should be. There's not a lot going on. You just kind of drive straight for a long time and then get off the highway. So the car seems to be doing fine with that, and a lot of the release notes actually talk about improvements that have to do with non-highway driving. So things like lane changes, interacting with other cars, getting cut off, changes in speed limit, things like that. So we're going to be pushing it here downtown and seeing if the car can handle our drive for us today. We're going to be specifically looking for interactions with other cars, and then when the speed limit goes down, so it's staying the same right now, we'll see if the car will appropriately change its speed down. That's part of the recall that NHTSA had. And then, you know, a correct lane selection, that's another improvement. Not going through yellows, which in my last video, it went through a yellow that I think I would have stopped for, but whatever. We're here doing this video now. So we're going to take this first right turn. This used to be a problem for the car, but lately it handles it no problem. So we'll see here, blam, no problem on that right turn. So going for the stop signs, this is another part of the recall. No more rolling stops. I thought we were good. Let's see. You see 0. I felt a tiny little rollback there, which to be honest, I was not feeling before, but it still felt like we were stopping. But the display would show 1 mile per hour. I did feel a tiny little rollback, which is what they tell you should do. So I think the main part of that is going to be displaying that 0 miles per hour there is going to kind of make NHTSA happy that we're not rolling stop signs. Kind of hate it, especially when someone's behind you. Around this area, nobody actually stops at stop signs, but you know, whatever. It is a nice day out, so we should have a lot of traffic and a lot of people to interact with. If you end up enjoying this video, please hit like and get subscribed. We're so close to 100K. We can do it with this one video. This can be it. So we stop, we'll make a complete stop. And where are we going to go? Waiting for our turn. That Model 3 was very polite to wait that long because it was obviously our turn, but Beta waited a bit too long. I'll click report for that one. So you can see here we have the chevron that indicates the car is slowing. We have the messages now up top that are very easy to read, stopping for stop sign. I will say if you don't have full screen, they're even closer to you. Waiting for bicyclist, that is a cool new message. We do not need to wait for that bicyclist though, so we're going to continue as the car did. That is sweet. So specifically told us what the car was waiting for. It's so good to see. So a couple more stop signs here. Oh no, we turn left here. Okay, so last stop sign, we'll turn left, and then the streets are going to get really, really tight. So I am hyped. I am very excited for this update, as you can tell, and that is also thanks to all the coffee I drank, thanks to today's sponsor, Trade Coffee. Thank you so much to Trade for sponsoring this video. My wife and I have been drinking Trade for over a year now, and it is awesome. So wait for these people. Does it say waiting for pedestrians? No, it does not. Boom, as soon as they're out of the way, we go. So Trade is a coffee subscription service that partners with roasters all over the United States, over 55 of the nation's top roasters, and they offer more than 450 unique roasts as we go through these really tight streets. The car is being really cautious, but it's doing really good. Trade delivers the freshest, most flexible roast. Every bag is roasted fresh on demand and sent to you on your schedule. They just send it right to your door. Love that. We pretty much never run out of coffee because of Trade. Use my link below, drinktrade.com/dirtytesla, and you will get a free bag of coffee as we wait for this person. Pretty tight, very appropriate. I love it. I think that was the right decision. And when you go to my link, you'll actually see my favorite coffees that I have had delivered and enjoy there. It's got like my list of coffees that I like. So yes, definitely use my link. Check out Trade. They're great. So stopping at the stop sign here, it is our turn, and that UPS driver is turning right. So we're getting very confused here. I'm not sure why we're stopping. I didn't see a message. And this person is going to get in front of us from their stop sign. I actually think that's fine. In city downtown driving, they're not going to wait for me. We're really kind of doing this. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but getting through that tight spot, the car was not very confident. It did talk about taking lane changes in tighter spots, though, even when cars are close to us. Look at this. Very nice moving through the tight situation there. And it's scared of this car to the left, which is fine. Keep going, though. Keep going. Don't stop. So for some reason, it's stopping. And all right, you made it. We got an open door with open door graphic. All right. It's okay. It's okay. It did see that person. So it did okay. Come on, keep going, keep going. So I haven't had to help it yet, but it's definitely being very cautious here. I actually liked it. The person was walking out in the road towards us. I'm not going to just keep driving. Who knows if he trips and falls or he just sprints out in front of us for no reason. Pretty obvious that he was going for that open door, but it's better to be safe than sorry, especially when you're a robotaxi that is very, very highly scrutinized. So we'll take this right turn here. Should be good. Really impressive stuff so far. All right, so moving up, are you gonna, yeah, now making a complete stop, which is the right thing to do, but as a human, I wouldn't do it. So move, scoot. And this is where like humans are gonna be like, what are you doing? Get out of my way. So we're creeping and there's nobody there, so we're good. Creeping for visibility, as we're used to. And it did make it through. Little, you know, awkwardly robotic, but not bad. Safe, which is the main thing. Graphics on screen are looking beautiful. You can see it's much more muted, less colors. The traffic lights we are interacting with, you can see are a blue color now, just like our lead car. You can see those up front, and the one to the right, in the middle on the right, is gray because we're not interacting with that one. The one all the way to the right that's close to us, we are interacting with, but the car does not care about that right now. All right, so we had a lot of congestion at that point. This is normally where the car will take a right. For whatever reason, today, the nav is taking a different direction. So it's actually avoiding one of the left turns that Beta has had a problem with pretty much the entire time. Over 2 years, 2.5 years now, pretty much, I've had it on my car. That left turn I was trying to take was a problem, but the car avoided it at least this time. All right, so we have our right turn coming up, moving a little close to that brush on the side of the road, but no big deal, not too close. Taking the right, pretty good. I mean, I would have gone a little faster, but I'm just being super picky. There was absolutely nothing wrong with that right turn. All right, continuing through here, another improvement was being able to tell when vehicles are parked and not getting confused and thinking that they're, you know, going to pull out in front of us or actually stopped waiting for something. They are parked there. So handling these buses well is a point. It is always usually, oh, okay, this person was definitely going to drive right in front of us. And then Beta stops enough to let him go. So pretty good reaction there, honestly. I was pretty sure he was going to stop, but you just never know. I mean, the robotaxi is always going to take the safe way, and I'm very glad to see that a car pretty much cutting us off there. He had the red, I had the green. The Beta handled that perfectly well, perfectly safe. All right, so again, our complete stop down to 0. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. And like, why are you going so slow? Just go. Yeah, it's waiting for that pedestrian, but it's not the right move. I mean, even if he was coming this way, we could easily cleared that intersection before he arrived. So this is our destination. The car's going to kind of stop here. Nope. All right. It just wants to go in that parking lot because that's the destination. So I'll just take over. There's a little message, autopilot disengaged, what happened? I'm just going to ignore that because the car wasn't doing anything wrong. It was going where it was told. And I took over. So we should turn right here. Got some snow in the road. Let's see, you're gonna catch it in time? Yep, that was appropriate. I'm fine with that. Kind of last minute, nobody was in our way. Then we need to move over. Okay, it's not taking this left. Another note was getting over quickly for when you need multiple lane changes for a turn coming up. That also should be improved. I haven't really done it yet, but it's something we can look for. Nice acceleration after that car got out of the way. That's something that used to be really annoying. I'm not saying it's completely fixed, but someone would turn in front of you and the Tesla would take forever to get back up to speed. That was a nice little boost of acceleration to get us going. Oh, we have a left turn here. Now I'm gonna hit the brake. I don't know if it was gonna stop with that guy or not. So as you can see here, it shows him in blue and it's stopping for him. There, now I just pressed the wheel. But the turn was going a little too fast. He was behind a group of people that weren't moving. I think that's why the car probably didn't see him immediately because he was kind of blending in with that crowd. So I'll hit the report button. I didn't see the thing come up. I was, focused on driving. But then we'll at least get that disengagement. Probably pretty obvious from the camera feed what happened there. So I'm gonna change the route right here. This might confuse it a little bit, but whatever. It needs to deal. Ooh, road close to through traffic. but everybody's driving through. I'm going to follow them. I don't know. Maybe because they're going, oh, we were going to go to Hopcat, so technically we're not through traffic, right? Yeah, I wanted to turn left back there anyway. Let's see what it does. Okay, so it doesn't really affect us. We did go around that sign. I wasn't looking how it was displayed, but that's still something the car is iffy on. So you can see these pedestrians here are perfectly detected, and it waits for them. So now the light turned red, but we can turn right on red, so it should just move through. Very nice, good job. So this is taking us over to, I basically had to put an intermediary destination to get us to the highway. So I don't know how exciting this will be, but let's get over there and then get our highway driving in and give it a score, evaluate how it did. So here we have a random stop. I've seen a couple of these so far. Nobody's behind me, so I'm just kind of letting it play out. But did you see how the bar showed up and it was going to stop there for, you know, no reason, basically? I've seen that a couple times now, and every other time I've taken over because someone's been behind me. But that time I was able to see, I don't know why it wanted to stop. It didn't have a message up top, and it then just continued. So something confusing it there, and it doesn't want to tell us the reasoning on those. All right, it looks like we're going to get our difficult left turn in. This is the one I was talking about earlier where the car has had trouble pretty much since release, and especially when it's the lead car. But the plan, the path on the screen looks correct. So let's see if it'll handle it correctly here. So we're turning, and yeah, that's pretty good. It cut into that left turn lane, but whatever, I would do the same thing when there's no cars there. So it handled that turn perfectly. Now, it has done it correctly in the past, so I'm not saying it's fixed and going to do it perfectly every time, but that was an example of it doing very well there. So getting spooked by this person, which I don't blame it. They were booking it to the road. I wouldn't hit the brake, but I would be watching them just like the car was there as well. So moving into that left turn lane, handled pretty well. A little weird. I wouldn't really turn towards him, but it waited for him and then, you know, finished moving into the left turn lane. It's clear for this unprotected. And there we go. So moving through right before it turns yellow. So that's good. Car didn't get confused by that. Handled well. So the car is going really slow here. I'm not sure why. I'm gonna, well, okay, now we have a red. So I was gonna hit the accelerator there, but it's like psychic car. Like it knew the light was gonna turn. I don't know, that was weird. I was just kind of watching it for a second. I didn't see it even indicating on the screen that it wanted to stop, but it was going way too slow. All right, so we've got a right turn with a bike lane here. In the way past, that would confuse beta, or today it can confuse beta as well. Okay. Oh dear, good thing nobody's behind me. What the heck? I mean, someone did come up there at the end, but they weren't, I wasn't interfering with them. So, all right, in the past, bike lanes could confuse beta, and today, bike lanes can confuse beta. All right, so coming up on 2 roundabouts here. My first roundabout experience on version 11 was awful. That person also, what are you doing? Are you stopping in the, look at that. See these humans? He was stopping in the roundabout for me. Did you see that? Did you see it? Okay. Humans do it too. It's not just beta. So this was handled nicely. Perfectly done. And we'll move to the next roundabout, and I'm sure it'll mess it all up. I'm just being pessimistic because every time I'm like, oh, it handles this great, then it screws up. So, nope, you're stopping. Don't do that. Okay, not good. Press an accelerator. What the heck? All right, so there's an intervention there. So, yeah, it screwed it up. Reported. Yep, so roundabouts are still very hit or miss. The good news is that it can do them sometimes, whereas before it was like, real sketch. And then we're actually going into this high school, which I didn't actually want to do. But whatever. Let's edit this trip and get on the highway and check out some highway version 11. So So very slowly moving through here. I guess these things are just too close to the car. It's not comfortable with those. And then speeds back up. You can tell we're a bit confused by this open space. Come on, you can do it. Nobody's around, so like whatever. It's nice to let it do its thing when nobody's around. That's always fun. Oh, complete stop it. Come on. Complete stop in the parking lot. Usually those are not legally enforceable, but obviously the car is not going to make that type of distinction. All right, so we make a complete stop. We're going to make an unprotected left here. We have someone to our left. And that creep sometimes, man, it gets you. But, it, you know, I know it sees the car. Whatever. If I'm uncomfortable, I can hit the brake, but I was ready. Anyway, it did handle that unprotected left well. Kind of a weird choice on where to exit the parking lot when it could have just come out this way, but whatever. So let's see, with absolutely no one around, well, someone on the other side, this is handled well. I think once you start getting cars that are approaching the roundabout, it's difficult because if you're in there, obviously you have the right of way, but the car is not just going to go based off of right of way. It's going to go based off of how fast the people are approaching the roundabout. They're expecting you to continue, so they're not going to slow down too much, and it just gets a little jumbled when you got a robot doing it. So here we can definitely wait. So that should actually help the car. Braking here is a little hard, although overall, the braking and acceleration have been great. So now you need to move through. There's nobody. You're going to start getting in the way here. And, oh my goodness. All right, pressing the accelerator. Let's get out of here. Another accelerator press. That was absolutely terrible. So you can have a good roundabout followed by an absolutely terrible one. It's the current state of roundabouts. Now we do have someone behind us, so I don't want to get in their way. This is the wrong lane. Okay, now you're changing lanes mid-roundabout, which is, you know, something people do, I guess. All right, so it did make it out of that. So like that one, we went all the way around, and it actually handled it pretty well, besides, you know, a little goofiness with the lanes. But the speed and didn't stop and all that. Whoa, you're getting on the highway here. You're going 35? I mean, I'm ready to step on it, but you got to speed up. So this is a big problem here. This is your thing, the highway portion. Well, let me give you another second before all right, here we go. I'm going to bump it up. Yeah, it still thinks it's 35, which it's not. There's nobody there, so we can let it speed up. That's another intervention, and then you need to merge on. And from what I've seen so far, it does not. It just waits till the lane ends and then moves over. So I guess it's not technically incorrect, but number one, you don't have a turn signal. And number two, it's just weird and dumb. So, whatever. All right, let's see how it does on the highway here. But yeah, getting onto, I can't believe that. Getting onto highways, the first thing you do is still that goofy. All right, so speed going down to 65. The car does see that. Let's see how quickly it slows down. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, because I set the speed. All right, that one's my fault. For setting the speed, it's going to keep what I set, since I changed it to 70 when it thought it was 35 still. All right, so we did change into faster lane. We are going the speed limit, and they are going a bit slower. It did that very early. I actually was surprised, and then I was like, oh, it's right. They are going slower than us. So the car noticed that before I did. And we are doing an interchange here, or exchange, or whatever. Dang, you passing that semi and just, woo! Don't slow down, though. You don't need to slow down. I mean, there was no brake touching. It's just kind of like gliding down. It's because we're going around this bend. It's just not really necessary. And then speed back up out of the bend feels beautiful. Very nice. So really handled really, really well. I'm glad we didn't get stuck behind that semi. Changing lanes to stay out of the rightmost lane. No. What a stupid message. I hate that message with a passion. There is a new setting in the autopilot menu where you can minimal lane changes for current drive. You can turn that on. I'm not going to do that for the videos, though. We want to see what the car does. But I may use that for myself when I'm just trying to relax and not push the car to the limit. All right, let's take our exit here. Very slight slowdown, which is appropriate in my opinion, with turn signal. I would do turn signal before any slowing occurs, but there you go. Off highway, this is about where we would change to beta, right about here-ish once we got off with the old stack, but there you go. We handled the highway, so overall for this drive, the bad things were getting on the highway. I think that was the worst thing in the video, was it didn't speed up. I don't know at what point it was going to change its speed to a highway appropriate speed, but I don't know, it was too late. The next one was turning when the guy was going across the crosswalk. Now, it's not like we were going to run him over. He wasn't in front of the car, but we were cutting him off. And he had stepped into the crosswalk when I hit the brake. So it was just too close, and the car should have waited for him. So I stopped it there. Other than that, everything was very smooth. Lane selection seems very good. Acceleration and deceleration are beautiful. Deceleration feels very good. We're still getting little phantom brakes here and there, but they're different. I don't know how to describe it. I can't really put my thumb on it, but it's something different about the way the car is making those mistakes that it used to, that just makes it different. So overall, I'm very happy that we haven't had big regressions that I've at least found so far with version 11. It feels very good. I mean, this is like a product people, I think, will enjoy. I mean, not for 15 grand, but you know, people will want and will enjoy. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. I look forward to talking to you down in the comments, and you will see me and full self-driving beta in the next video. Use my link below, drinktrade.com/dirtytesla, and you will get a free bag of coffee.